Well, good morning. It is Tuesday the 24th and on the road again. Just got back from Idaho. Didn't hunt, just did some visiting, but I did sit in deer blind on some property that I was staying at, just kind of watch stuff. And I think Idaho's on the list next year for whitetail. Every day I was probably seeing just on that 10-acre parcel about, anywhere from 6 to 10 does. Saw one buck running around, but it was mid-August, so kind of figure a lot of them are in that lull stage, fattening up for the rut. So, I got back from there with the girls, and now heading over to Nebraska again. Figure pre-rut might be happening a little bit. The area that I was hunting last time I went, they were cutting a lot of the corn when I was leaving. And it's still pretty hot. We're supposed to kind of have a little bit of a cold front this week. So, pre-rut, cooler, cut corn. I feel like a lot of those bucks that were hiding out will probably be pushed into the timber on the public land areas, is what I'm hoping. So I'm gonna go over there, hunt this evening and tomorrow morning, kind of see what that looks like. Then I'm gonna cruise out to the eastern side of Nebraska and stay with my cousin, and then I'm gonna hunt probably southeastern Nebraska for a couple days, then shoot back over to the center of the state, hunt probably an evening and a morning, and then cruise back to Colorado. So it's gonna be about 6 days. I'll probably be out unless fill a tag earlier, but that's the game plan. Looking forward to it. All right, so I made it in, got parked, got all the gear together. So I came out here once and sat in a tree over here. There's a big field that wraps around over here, and there's kind of like a bowl area over there that the tree line covers up. So last time the deer were feeding out at the very end of the field, and they kind of fed down into that bowl, and then on the other side of those trees over there. So the plan today is to set up on the east side of that. Hopefully find a spot to get my stand up in. If not, I'll sit on the ground, but wind should work well for them to feed kind of past me and not wind me. So it's a game plan. We're gonna go get set up. Alright, we're all set up. So last time I was around the side of that hedgerow up in a tree on the north end of the field, and I could see over here deer like feeding out here and working their way along this tree line, and then I'd lose sight of them once they kind of cleared that hedgerow. So I'm hoping they'll do the same thing today. Whether or not those deer will be bucks or something worth shooting, we'll see, but happy with where we're set up at. Hoping similar behavior, just more bucks. So it's about 4:50 right now, so got another hour and some change until dark. So just hanging out and trying to keep an eye on that field edge, because they can kind of pop out anywhere and they'd be staring my direction. So limit movement, and got a good tree cover behind me, so I'm not spotlighted or anything, but got good I don't know, probably about 10 mile per hour winds in my face, pretty constant. So as long as nothing's back there, it should be good. Well, back of the truck is camp for the night. Got a little windy there, got a little chilly. Definitely didn't have enough layers on, but wasn't horrible. Man, those deer were not moving until right before dark, and finally I kind of made the decision, even if I stayed in that tree, if something was to come out, they definitely weren't going to make it across that field before dark. So I climbed down, started kind of putting my stuff away, and sure enough, like 4 does came out, and then another 4 kind of right next to them, and they're just munching down on that far side of the field, so kind of the right call. I walked that edge of the field kind of towards them for a while. They didn't notice me for a good while, and then couldn't really make out what I was, so they stood around for a while and finally kind of ran off to the east, and maybe bumped 1 buck that was still in that tall grass on the far end of the field. I didn't see it. It just kind of heard something. It sounded like maybe like a buck running off. But that was it. So got back to the campsite, got all registered, gonna call a night and hang out, and then get back after tomorrow morning. All right, we're here. This is in southeastern Nebraska. Cool story. See, like those bigger trees over here is the first place I ever killed a deer. That's why I kind of wanted to come back here. I was learning how to hunt, and sitting right on the edge of a crop field, and 100 yards from the truck, and was able to kill what I thought was a doe. Ended up being a button buck, but in the morning, and then at the very end of rifle, I shot my first buck in that same field. So it's been about 10 years since I've been out here, and figured it'd be a cool spot to sit for the day. Scouted a few different areas yesterday, a little bit south of here as well. One of the areas I've hunted before, but there's some walk-in access land that I wanted to get my eyes on, which look pretty decent. Recently cut crop fields, wooded draw, creek areas that some deer probably sitting in, so could be another spot to try out tomorrow. But gonna walk in on the other side of this berm. This Army Corps engineer land. Kind of drops down into more of a river edge, tall grass, tree line. So I think I'm gonna kind of try to climb over this and find a spot over there that maybe the deer might be working along this evening. It's kind of the game plan, so see how it goes. And 10 years ago, this wasn't here. No big deal. May just drop down and work our way around. Pretty good size. My ghillie suit on here in a little bit, but right over the levee. I'm a bit flooded since the last time I've hunted here or something, but so a whole bunch of like regrowth trees down there that I don't remember. I remember seeing some, but not like that. And unless I was way further down last time than I thought I was. I thought there's a lot more mature trees that you'd be able to get up in, but they're all like 5 to 10 year old saplings that you put in a tree stand up in. So grunted him in. So all of a sudden I started hearing rustling in the bush, like around here. I've been paying attention to all these dang roosters flying around. And I see his head start popping up right here. And he walks out and stops and looks over at me. I thought he spotted me. He just started cruising right up here. And he stops right here. And I just got my arrow in. I was trying to get my release on, but he spotted me and he didn't spook completely, but definitely saw him running away. Not bad, I'll take it. I'm guessing that's the buck track that I saw earlier, but we'll see. Sunset. See if anything comes out during last shooting light. Alright, so heading south again from Omaha. I'm gonna go hit some walk-in access land. It's like 3 or 4 different chunks all touching each other. Probably totals about 600-700 acres of land. Butts up to the river. Has some wooded timber, and just try somewhere different. Only probably about another 40 minutes out, but pretty windy today. Temperatures dropped big time, so it's nice and chilly out, and even up to the point where tomorrow it might snow. So even though it's a pretty full moon, I'm hoping that this weather has them moving. So I'm gonna get down there, get layered up, and try to find a good spot to hang. Plan on coming in on the south side of the property and walking into it north, into the wind. And there's one section of trees that I think they'll be able to find a spot to hang in my saddle. So it's kind of the game plan. Gonna cruise down there, check it out. We'll see here. There's a blind over here. Nobody's in it, but this field edge comes right to the property line. There's some deer trails coming out of that. There's not a lot of timber right here. I thought it'd be a little bit bigger of timber section. Not really, so I don't think it's a spot. I'm gonna sit. I think what I'll do is further down the property, there's another draw that looks like there's a little bit more timber, a little bit more area for the deer to transition through. So faces the same direction, so wind and all that will be favorable getting in there. Alright, so walked in up there. Sounds like I go set up kind of like a big tree right over there, but I think there's cut corn stalks up there. There's a like green budding little, I don't know what it is, but I'll circle around this. Cold, windy. See what direction these deer feed and see what happens tonight. But maybe feed out here or across the field. So. Go get the bird. Go get the bird. Bring it here. Come here. Come here. Give me the bird. Bring it. Run him up, Gunner. I don't think he's in his element. I don't think he's in his element either. Morning. Got back to Nebraska yesterday afternoon and met up with my cousin. We took Gunner out, walked some fields, see if we could kick up any birds. Didn't have any luck, but not surprised. See like 4 other people here with bird dogs just at our campground. So, since the opener was last weekend, I'm sure the birds have been pushed around a little bit, but this morning I am gonna go out and sit for a deer for a little bit. About 40 degrees this morning. Oh, keeps sliding down. Got a north wind, and I wasn't sure if I'd been out to this area of this public land, but I have. But there's a little sliver like on the non-primary side of the road where like the bulk of the property is that way, and this is like the edge of the property, but there's one drainage that goes back for a little while that I'm sure everybody focuses this way, nobody focuses that way. So plans to get parked and kind of skirt along the edge of that draw and drainage and have the wind in my favor, grunt and rattle a little bit, and see if we kick anything up. The elusive Nebraska angler. What is that guy? Ooh. Not shabby, not too shabby. Hey. Gunner. What we got? Is that the same fish? He's just looking, huh? Yeah. Look at that guy. Would you take that guy? Hell yeah, I'd take that guy. Baywatch, just save people. This guy just loves the water. He's been training. We know now. We're just training. All right, we are parked. I'm getting out, so I'll drop over this hill. The lake's back over there, across this field, and then I'm gonna set up in a spot that I've walked plenty of times, but never set up over there. Reason being is yesterday at the end of the evening, walked this draw in front of me to see if we can kick up any birds, and I dropped down into the timber, and there's some maybe like 4 or 5 different scrapes down there, and that's a buck bed that I've tried to hunt before, and so definitely active and in there. What I'm hoping is that there's corn over here, that they're working that lake line along the timber that runs along the lake, and they're going to drop down and hit that cornfield over there. So good win for that. So I'm going to get in here and quiet down and get set up for the evening. Cross your fingers for me. Not necessarily for a deer, but my cousin's been here for the last few days, and haven't had to put my dog in the kennel. And this is his first time solo with me. He wasn't very happy about getting in that kennel, so let's hope he doesn't break out and destroy it, the camper. So fingers crossed. All right, so all set up. Walked in over here, down around the hill, cut through the middle of the field. Sticks up. Using my tree stand right now instead of the saddle. Mostly because I find myself moving around a lot more when I'm in a saddle. So there's a big buck bed over here and all these scrapes through this tree line. And then we got this point over here. I'm pretty sure there's some deer bedded in. And then the lake follows that around. And I've seen does coming this way quite a bit, so I'm hoping these are bedding areas and get some cross traffic. Got the lake behind me, so we'll see how the setup goes. Kind of just got to decide if bedding, food, decide what's the best routine right now. I'm hoping doe beds, buck bed. He comes across. Does are acting funny. I had 4 run out away from me. They cut over to the field, like 50 yards in front of me. One of them fed off. The other 2 just bolted, like here underneath me, back into the bedding. See like 3 more does up there, kind of acting the same way. They're trying to confuse the buck so they leave him alone or what? We'll see. Alright, here we are, heading in, suited up. I'm gonna follow this private property line up and around. There used to be, cut the cornfield up here, but follow this property line around. It goes to a big wooded draw. Really have to like walk into from the north to the south. There's no like quick way in there, so you sit up on the top of the hill there and see if we catch anything on their feet. Just get a little something going on this morning. So cows are happy. It's a little chilly, but not too bad. Made it out to the spot. Just gonna sit here for a while and maybe grunt a few times. See if anything gets on his feet. Well, spot one was a bust, so not a bust, but it was all of the orange, all of us out there. So, two people like, kind of stepping on my toes. World, public land, you got to expect it, but I got a statewide tag, so no reason to stay in a spot that has a lot of pressure. So I'm gonna be cruising east, and on my way I'm gonna stop at little spots as I go. They're walk-in access or WMAs. So, this piece is ag fields on both sides and kind of this middle draw. There's a lot of boot tracks, but who knows how old those are. So it's not a huge parcel, so I figured just walk it and get some eyes on and sit down and look around a little bit. And if there's nothing worth sticking around for, then let's head back out. Alright, spot number 3. Maybe you can make out the lake behind me. But, in Harlan County on some Army Corps engineer land. Walk in here. There's a bunch of people down there in the bottoms. Well, not a bunch of people. There's 2 people. And I saw a guy running his dog down there. Birds, so. Nobody's up here. It looks like it's kind of a walk back, but it's downhill coming back to the truck, so that's good. It's probably super windy right now on this, but just wanted to capture heading into the new spot. Get set up for the evening and see how it goes. Might have broken my streak. 2 years. I was sitting down here some scent out. A small little buck came out. About 40 yards. He ran right over this hill right here. I don't know if I think I hit him. Or he's just standing there. So we're gonna go see. Well, like I was saying, it's been about 3 years since I've taken a deer. And took the rifle to get it done, but earlier, so I came in over this hill, and this grass area over here kind of goes down into a draw. And originally I was sitting over there, but my wind was blowing kind of where I figured they either feed up out to this cornfield over here. And I was using some doe scent, and kind of 30 minutes before dark, sunset, I decided that I was going to move back up here to the edge because I'd rather see the entire cornfield than kind of being able to see down into that draw. I figure if they feed up, I'll be able to see them from up top. And a flock of birds flew by, and I heard the grass move a little bit more than normal. And then sure enough, I was kind of looking around, and I see a dark shape head, facing forward, coming out of the grass, and a little buck. And I told my wife, hey, first one that I see, I'll take, because I've been taking a lot of time from the house. And so got it done. 2023 deer season in Nebraska. Got a little 7-pointer. He came out, and great shot on him. Right through the pump house. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. But, man, not a bad little deer. Pretty much what I came for. Venison in the freezer. So I'm gonna go drop my gear and come back. It's only about a 3/4 of a mile out. I have a little makeshift deer cart, and I'd rather pull them over there and deal with it. So we'll do that and get this guy taken care of. Hopefully get it done before the coyotes come back. All right, on my makeshift deer cart, let me get this guy tagged and get him out of here about a mile. Here we go. All right, well, we're all dressed out and loaded up, and gonna start walking out. Let's go. Just gotta tell yourself, it's only 1 mile, and then it'll be 3/4 of a mile, then it'll be half a mile. But right now we're at a mile. Making good work though. Let's go. Glorious glow of taillights. Alright, well here he is. Nebraska 2023. Nice little 7-point. It's missing a eye guard on this side, but ultimately yeah, good hunt, easy day. Left at 2 this morning. Tried one property that had a lot of pressure. Checked out like 2 or 3 spots on the way over here to Hardin, and then pretty much drove around for about 35 minutes, and saw some other trucks on the road. Nobody was up here, and there's a pretty good chunk of property back there that wasn't right here next to the road. So definitely happy. Got it done finally. It's gonna taste good, and appreciate his sacrifice, and thank you for watching this video, and hopefully there'll be some more hunting to come this year. Have a good night.